Why would I review or look at yet another iPhone stabilizer? Because this thing's awesome. You may be thinking, great, another freaking iPhone stabilizer. That's what I thought. When Freefly contacted me, they asked me if I would take a look at the MOVI, this cinema robot for an iPhone. I was like, man, I got a Smooth 4, I got a, what do I got, a Giraffe, I got all sorts of stuff. I got so many. The thing that interested me was, one, it's from Freefly, and these guys were kind of the dudes.
I'm the dude
who made stabilization really cool for cameras, large scale cameras and everything else. So they really know the technology. And two, this is a completely different design than what I was used to. So I said, yeah, send it to me. I opened up the package and wow, this is really different. Let's take a look at this thing. Well, it looks cool, comes in a cool package. Let's see what we got here. Get the app, watch tutorials. That's where you get support. Cool. Charging cord. There's the unit itself. It's got a 1/4-20 screw on the bottom. It sits upright, which is great, not like any other stabilizer. It has a locking that turns it on and off. A whole pile of buttons that we're going to look at. Charging buttons, on, off, a couple of button presses, record button. This looks cool. Let's see what we got here. Let's go to the App Store and search for MOVI. And there's MOVI, your cinema robot. Let's get it. And I'm done, and there's the MOVI app. I guess I should open it. Welcome to your MOVI, your cinema robot. Basic mode and ninja mode. I haven't touched this thing, so I'll probably go with basic mode. All right, before I get any further, I'm going to hit it. See this message up here in the top left? It tells me there's an update for the robot. So I'm going to go there. And what it's telling me is I have a firmware update available, which is awesome. So it includes new features such as white balance settings and a ton of user interface improvements. firmware is up to date. So let's take a look at this unit now and go over some of its features before we actually go out and do some shooting and see if this thing holds up to what they say it is. Well, I got the app and, you know, I didn't go watch the tutorials. I just went in and ran the app and decided to update the firmware, which is always a smart thing. Now over here on the website at gomovi.com tutorials, there are quite a few tutorials, and I love that they're 30 seconds or a minute long. How to balance it, how to set different modes, how to set things up. These are awesome. I'm impressed with the ease of which these tutorials are done and how simple it is. We're going to go all through these things because, hey, my tutorials are longer and I like to talk more, so why spend 30 seconds when you can spend 3 minutes going over a single feature? Okay, that was a joke. Anyway, there's the website for these guys. You can always go here and find out what's going on. Obviously, they have a support area. And again, these are the guys that, I mean, it's Movi. These are the guys that just change the entire world with their stabilization systems. All right, let's go back to the Movi itself. Okay, as I said, this is quite a different design. It's not like any other gimbal for your phone that you've seen. Let's just cover this. On the front here, this is where your phone attaches. Very strong clamp. It's made out of, I think it's plastic, but I'm not sure. It's pretty darn sturdy. I've dropped this a few times, no problem whatsoever. On the front here, this is your record button. You press this to action it. You hold this thing like this, by the way. And then there's a trigger button right here where you can basically do things like you can move over here and set a beginning point. You can move over here, set an ending point, and the Cinema Robot will obey your commands. The way you activate this thing is you can just open this thing up like this, and that basically turns it on. You put it on standby like that, and you're done. Over here we have what they call a D-pad. It does various functions depending on what you're doing. For instance, this middle button will lock the exposure that you're currently setting, like you do when you hold down your iPhone. This will flip back and forth between your back-facing and your front-facing camera. Once you lock the exposure, you can increase or decrease the exposure without unlocking it, which is really nice instead of that stupid little light bulb that you see on the phone. Also, the quarter 20, as I was talking about, is really ingenious. I have this mounted on a quick release plate. I can just pop this off here and go use it. You can go set it down. You'll see later in the video all the really cool things about that. Lastly, one of the cool things is on a lot of these gimbals right here, on a lot of gimbals, you'll see them, there's a handle and you hold them and then you mount them onto something, or you mount them onto a tripod or a boom puller or whatever. If you want to change the batteries, you have to stop the unit, unscrew it, pull out the batteries, all that. This uses lithium-ion batteries, and right in here is the battery compartment. There's your two, I believe it's 18760 batteries. So you buy some extra batteries for this thing. You can just flop the batteries out, although this gets quite a lot of hours. Now let's take a look at how you would mount your phone on this unit. Mounting your phone in here is quite easy. You just want to make sure the lens is up over here. It has these little handles that you push and open up, and you just slide your iPhone in there. You just mount it this way. I have an iPhone 8. It's with a case on it, a small case. If you get much more than that, I'll give you the dimensions on this. You're gonna have a problem. So make sure you check the size of your phone or whatever you're using in this thing, and you just release and it locks it in. Now the way to balance this thing is you don't want it doing that. It's quite simple. You just slide it back and forth until it kind of hangs there. Yeah, as long as it stays like that, maybe just a little bit more. That stays that direction, that stays that direction, it stays where you put it. You're pretty much good to go. You're done balancing. Press the power button, the unit powers up, and it's ready to go. The green tells me that it's on. This is the power level of the unit. When I want to put it in standby mode, I simply twist this guy over here. You'll see it go to a blue light. It's in a power saving mode. It's just going to blink the blue light. And to bring it back to life, you simply undock this guy and it's back and ready to go. Now, you could use this like this with your movie app. It'll work, it'll turn, it'll do everything. The real power in this unit is using the MOVI app. So let's go to the MOVI app and it will connect via Bluetooth. There it is, connected. Handling this like this is not hard. I mean, this is really light and easy. I can put it here, I can put it up here, I can hold my hand out. The best is usually keeping it within you and using your body, moving around. That kind of works. You can also hold this thing like this. You just hold it like this and you're going to get some smoother shots. You walk around like this and you just put two hands on it, which is neat. Or you just put your hand below as a rest. You just do that. Again, the cool thing is being able to set this down on a surface or being able to mount it on the bottom with that 1/4-20 down here. Now, if you lock the tilt and roll, it's just going to stay put. It's not going to roll. There's no roll there. If I let the roll off, unlock it, now I'm going to roll. I'm going to be able to roll the camera. Now, the cool thing about this is you can set this to roll and you could just start filming and just keep rolling and rolling and rolling and rolling around and get these cool shots. Those are cool to do by hand, but it's way better to use the barrel roll. Another cool thing is I have this monopod here. It's just a cheap, I don't know, $15, $20 monopod. I know it's sturdy. I can just plug it into this 1/4-20 here, right? Turn the unit on. Now I have the monopod and I can use that for my shots. If I drop all these down, I'm way up. I got a good 15, 20 feet. You use this thing to start doing some of these overhead shots where you're pulling the thing up, doing like that, or you lock the tilt on this thing and you can come down like this and do these beautiful, almost like jib shots. I'll show you one of those right now. Now, just for purposes of demonstration, I have this thing loaded onto this. It's got to be about an 8-foot monopod, and I can just pull this thing up just using my monopod, which is kind of nice. Overall, I'm really happy with this unit. It's built well. It handles well. I wish I had more actual roll for you. It's been raining and crazy up here in Pacific Northwest, and I haven't been able to get outside. Sorry about that. And in the meantime, I'll do another video when I can actually get outside and it isn't raining and pouring for weeks now, and do some actual shooting with this. I really recommend this over all the other stabilizers that I've used. I haven't used the little pocket Osmo thing or whatever that is, so I don't know. But as far as all the other stabilizers, I love this thing. I love the ease, the lightness of the grip. I love the features. I love that the firmware updates they have coming, which they wouldn't share with me, that are going to add even more features to this thing. I really like this thing. I highly recommend it. And there will be links below to the various features and the various things I've talked about in this video, including this unit here. I hope that helps. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Giant kind of jib shot, crane shot thing going on. Just using my monopod, which is kind of nice.